Yeah, so last time I was working on this, I had these 3 screws here that wouldn't turn. I used the impact hammer driver on them and they still didn't want to come out. So I soaked them with the PB blaster and let them soak for a couple of days, and before long they came loose and they unscrewed, so that was good. Except that as you can see, I had a problem because this door was caved in so bad that once I got all the screws out, the latch was just kind of wedged in there. I couldn't get it out. So I cut this and folded it back, and that gave me some clearance. And I figured if somebody else works on this door, they'll be able to fold this back and beat that dent out a lot easier and then weld this up. I figured I'd rather cut that side than cut this side, because this side has to be the finished side if anybody ever saves this door. I know I'm not going to. So that came out okay, and then I had 2 screws on this other door that wouldn't release. The PB blaster didn't work, so what I did with them, I just heated up the heads of the screws. I was going to heat the backside where the rust was, but I figured I'd try it here first, and it worked out fine. Got them red and let them cool, and took a screwdriver and just backed them out, and that was okay. But the door handle was still on there, and I couldn't get it to release. So I tried getting behind it with a claw hammer, and that didn't do it. Then I took the ball joint pickle fork and shoved that in there like that and tried to force it that way. It didn't work. So I took a hacksaw and I cut it off. I thought that would do it, but that didn't work, because what was left of the handle, I don't know if you can see down inside the door, was stuck behind this window channel, so I couldn't pull it that way. And I tried getting in there with a cutoff wheel, but it was just too tight. So even though I didn't want to do it, I took the cutting torch up inside the door and cut off the other part of the door handle. And when I pulled it out, the piece that wouldn't release just fell out. So I guess the heat made a difference. So anyways, now I have 2 window mechanisms that'll work. I have 2 door mechanisms that were stuck, but I lubricated those with that PB blaster and worked it back and forth, and now they're loose and everything works. So I think the next thing to do is to take the rust off of them and clean them and paint them. So I've got a sandblaster out back. I'm going to take them out there, I think. But the first thing I'll do, though, is I'm going to put all the screws back so I can sandblast the heads of the screws at the same time, because it's going to be difficult to do anything on them when they're already screwed back into the door. Come on. Yeah, so I bought a sandblast cabinet at a auction, and it was too big for the garage, so I had to build this room on the back, and it turned into a junk room. Got all kinds of stuff in here, but I found if you turn the lights on, you can't see what you're doing because of the reflection off the glass. So anyways, here we are. Got one of them in there. See, originally the sandblaster was only, the cabinet was that big, and somebody added on a room here and a little room back there. So now it's bigger, and that's probably why nobody wanted to bid on it. It comes with a hole, because all the sand doesn't automatically go back into the hopper like it's supposed to. And when I was unloading it by myself, I broke the window, so I had this piece of glass. I stuck that there, and a piece of fiberglass. I think I'm going to have a new piece of glass cut when I get the windows done for the pickup truck. I'm going to measure that out and have him cut me one for this, and 5 of them for the truck. So Anyways, I got a vacuum cleaner here that is supposed to suck all the fumes out, or the dust, and this other switch is for the light. I guess I'll shut off the camera because it's going to be pretty noisy. Alright, so here we are 5-6 minutes later, and it looks like a brand new one, almost. So, gotta get some, oh, there's a rusty spot right there. Gotta get some primer and paint on this thing and then lube it up again and make it work. I think first though I'll give that another shot right there. And meanwhile, put this in here and get ready to sandblast that thing. Take the handle off. And well, I got these things primered, hanging on my paint rack, but it started raining again. So I guess this stuff's too wet now. I can't spray that. So I guess I'll take that inside and let it dry, or try to dry it off. Okay, so I sprayed them out with primer, and when that dried I went over them with semi-gloss black Rust-Oleum and a spray can, and they're all done except for the back side here. I gotta wait for some drying time before I do the back. And also, while I had the sandblaster going, I sandblasted these two, I guess you call them covers. I painted them on one side, or primered anyway, but not on the other side. Let me see, that's dry enough. I can flip that over. Now, I don't think I got enough primer. I'm probably going to have to go to the store and get more primer. Oh, there it is, all reinstalled and ready to go. Let's see the, oh, stop. Open it from the inside. Open it from the outside. So I took the little grinding wheel here and I cleaned this all up, primered it, and sprayed some semi-gloss black on there. Same around here, so I wouldn't have to worry about it later when it's time to paint the doors. I can just give this a light scuff with some 220 and paint over it if I want to go with a different color. And now the thing is to find out if it works. Let me slam the door. Well, almost. There we go. Caught on the second latch that time. The door's closed, it doesn't rattle. It opens when you want it to. So I'd say that was a successful transplant. And yeah, I've got the window mechanism here. I'm going to put this back mostly because I don't want to lose it. And until I can get some glass cut, I've got this piece, glass channel goes in there, up and down. I've got to get the glass though. I don't have a pattern for this window. So if anybody's got one of these windows, if they could trace it on a piece of paper and send it to me, I'd appreciate it. Let me know. I'll give you my email address, or my mailing address, I guess. And so that's it for now for this door. Now I've got the whole other one to do. The window mechanism. And I got this, I've got to lubricate it again. I got it all loosened up before after I sandblasted it, but before I painted it. And well, I think it works, but I'll have to put it inside and try it. Meanwhile, I got this one all finished, and I'm happy with that. So that's it for this video, I guess. Until next time, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button, make some comments. And we'll just keep plugging away until we get this thing on the road.